Hey everyone, today we are listening to Warfaze after a long time.
Hmm.
We heard Bosiachi last time around
Yeah.
when it came to Warfaze, and we absolutely loved it, right? Both of us.
Yeah.
This time around, we are listening to a track called "Na,"
Nah.
and that's it. Let's listen to it and then talk about it.
Yep. Start. Start.
All right, three, two, one, play. This is the remastered version, and you can hear it.
Definitely.
How crisp are these riffs?
Yep.
আর যার দেয়ালে কেন একা ডুবে থাকা এই বর্তমানকে দূরে ঠেলে অতীতের ছবি আঁকা আহা, আর যত
Oh,
কারণে
look at that.
এই দ্বিধার পালাপাড়ি চাকবে না আর জীবন তোমার হলে শান্ত আইন জারি
This reminds me of something. I just couldn't pinpoint what.
আঁকানো হাত কুটিয়ে বসে থাকা কিসেরই ভয়ে ভয়ে আমি নেই কোনো নিষিদ্ধ পরিচয়ে আমার
Listen to
চাকরি
this.
সিদ্ধান্ত আজ নাও যাবে এক নিমিষেই ছন্দময় হয়ে
This note is my favorite throughout the song.
না না বলে করো না না আসলে না 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 কাল জয় বদলে আমি বন্দী হতে জানি থাকবে না আর তখন আমার মহাবিশ্বের হাতছানি
The keys in the background very subtle,
যদি এমনের
adding a lot of beauty.
পরিবর্তন হবে ভাবো দেব না আর না এ তোমার উৎসাহ হারাবো আঁকানো হাত কুটিয়ে বসে থাকা কিসেরই ভয়ে ভয়ে আমি নেই কোনো নিষিদ্ধ পরিচয়ে সিদ্ধান্ত আজ নাও যাবে এক নিমিষেই ছন্দময় হয়ে
Listen to the riffs.
Bass.
I love it so much.
শুধু না 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 বলে করো না না আসলে শুধু না 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 বলে করো না না আসলে
The big guitar rhythm. Ooh, ooh, oh my God. So, whenever I hear this, two thoughts came to my mind. First of all, I think this is the best uh, I've heard from Izan. His best vocal so far.
Correct.
Whatever we have heard so far, this is his best vocals. Second thing is that again, whenever I hear this, we have heard Bosiachi, we have heard Pronota, we have
Purnota.
heard so many others that we haven't heard together on this channel,
Hmm.
right? But whenever I hear this one, I always feel that, I mean, this was produced, I don't know how long ago, this
Hmm.
particular track, right? How old it is. But the quality, the level of production, the soundscape, the arrangement, and everything, I haven't seen this level of quality from modern bands, modern rock bands
Hmm.
that are coming, that we have heard recently
Yeah.
so far,
Yeah.
especially from Bangladesh,
Hmm.
right? I don't remember any. I mean, they have their own styles,
Hmm.
but the level of quality. I mean, when I was mentioning that how each single riff, how each single chord was so not sharp in a sense, but you know you could hear it where it starts, where it ends,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and that's the brilliance of this not only this track but in general Warfaze, the
Warface.
remastered
Most of
version
them.
of Warfaze,
Yeah.
that right, the quality, how should I put it, this the clean the
Hmm.
cleanliness of
Hmm.
each particular chord and note is just brilliant. It's just, and we have recently talked about a lot about mixing and how things get muffled and
Hmm.
all of that. And this track, nothing gets hazy,
Hmm.
muffled, mixed.
Hmm.
Mizan's vocals, the lead guitars, the rhythms,
Hmm.
right? When the lead was playing and there was rhythm being played in the background or
Background. Yeah.
layered, right? It was so stark
Hmm.
when
True.
the bass came on with its own solo. There was
Hmm.
this riffs being played in the back, and they were so crisp, so
Hmm.
stark. You
Hmm.
could pick it out different, separately. It was
Yeah.
this is the level of quality that I'm saying that I haven't seen recently by any other band.
Hmm. I think similar sort of quality I experienced listening to Art Self. We obviously couldn't listen to Art Self's track together on this particular channel, but the similar sort of quality. I think Warface and Art Cell are two of the bands which have
Yeah,
this particular quality, extremely pristine quality of music that we have listened to coming out of Bangladesh. And you mentioned Mizan's best work. I personally, to me, this is my all-time favorite from Warface. We have listened to Purnota on this channel. We have listened to Boshachi as well. We have listened to other tracks as you mentioned, but this one, hands down, is the one which I keep in my playlist. It has been suggested numerous amount of time, and no wonder why. This is probably Warface's most underrated, I would say. If you just look at the number of views, probably it's listened a
this
lot.
was uploaded recently.
Could
This
be the
was
reason.
uploaded, I mean, 4 years ago, but
Yeah.
on the time scale of Warface, recently.
Yeah, on the time scale of Warface recently, correct. And if you go to the comment section, you can actually see people mentioning that they bought the audio cassettes, the CD albums multiple times. They lost their days and bought it again because of this particular album. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Oni Hassan was
Yes.
the guy who came up with the guitar riffs in this particular track. And I was probably listening to him on his channel, or maybe I read it somewhere. But when Oni joined the Warfaze lineup, the sound of the Warfaze itself changed a bit. You could probably listen more groovy metal riffs throughout the track, and that was because of the inclusion of Oni. I might be wrong about it, But yeah, Oni's guitar shredding techniques are just an experience. The riffs that he creates is just an experience. One thing that I love about it, and now I remember, I actually watched his video where he was just teaching the chords of this particular track now. And you remember we covered few tracks from Faraz Anwar and past as well. And what I love about Faraz Anwar is that he always mentions that his way of creating music is that he creates the melody first. He always says that if the song is not melodious, if the music is not melodious, it's not even music. And what I loved about Oni Hassan in this case was that he mentioned that he always starts his music composition journey with the acoustic guitar only. So he plays the entire track on the acoustics, and it gives him so much creativity. He can add so many elements to the actual track just because of it. And the song is not just the headbanger. It's not just the headbanger. At least for me, it's also a melodious track for me at the same time. And this comes out beautifully because of the work that they have done. I think I'm forgetting the name of other the second guitarist. He's one of the most prominent guitarists of Bangladesh as well, something called Kamal. I don't know. Uh, Ibrahim Ahmed Kamal. I think Oni and Ibrahim, they both were part of this particular lineup, and the magic shows in this particular track as well. So yeah, extremely groovy, extremely moving track, proper headbanger as well at the same time. A brilliant listen. I actually have it in my workout playlist for some reason.
Yeah, so I think the lyrics also fit really well.
Hmm.
About, again, we listened recently to one of the Coke Studio Bangla track,
Hmm.
which was called Nahubo,
Nahubo.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And during that track, so the Nahubo had a very mixed response in the Bangla community.
Hmm.
But we talked about that particular track during that video where we heard it together. Where, sometimes it's not about music, it's not about the vocal, it's not about the song being created. It's also about what is being said
Said.
and
Yeah.
how it's being said,
Yeah.
right? So in that particular track, it was also about be a tiny bit. I thought that it was preaching tiny bit rebelliousness, where you try to break the shackles of
Hmm.
society, or the norms that are being enforced
Hmm.
on you, right?
Hmm.
Here, in now, I think this is also pretty similar along those lines, right?
Hmm.
Not really breaking of shackles, but more about it's encouraging you to, to face your fears
Hmm.
and not sit around, because just do it kind of mantra,
Hmm.
just do
Hmm.
it kind of mantra, so I'm just gonna quickly look up the lyrics. So there were a couple of lines that I'm just gonna mention.
Hmm.
um, and why sit with folded hands, afraid of anything? I'm not in any forbidden identity. Take the decision today. It will be the rhythm. I mean, of course, English translations are bad,
Yeah.
but you get to understand what is being said, right? So it's about not sit around, face your fears, face your challenges,
Hmm.
go do it. That kind
Hmm.
of mantra, which
Yeah.
is being sung here
Yeah.
with a lot of energy, a lot of passion. So yeah, not only in this case, not only the sound and the song is amazing, but the message itself. Again, we always talk about purpose and the meaningfulness of
Hmm.
piece of art. This is all it
Yeah. I actually felt
covers
looking.
everything.
Yeah. I think I felt just reading to the lyrics that it's song against the tyranny. Um, but I think it could have a number of interpretations when you're listening to
Absolutely.
English translation. It could be about breaking shackles, coming out of societal norms. But I also felt that it is against tyranny. For some reason, we covered Gono Jowar by
Yeah.
Nemesis. And I felt that
Nemesis.
the
Yep.
message of that track and this track felt a bit similar to me, but our viewers can educate us about it always. So, yeah, nothing further to add from my side. an enjoyable, extremely enjoyable track, which I think this is probably one of the best albums of Warface, if I'm not mistaken, but our viewers can let me know. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, so people always keep suggesting us that you should listen to this particular track of Warface,
Mm-hmm.
or review or react to this particular track of Warface. I don't wanna. I mean, please keep doing it, right? I'm not discouraging you. Now, what I wanna encourage you is not tell us, but tell us what is
Wow.
your favorite Warface song
Yeah.
of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us that. When you hear, okay, this is my particular favorite song, then
Mm-hmm.
we have a different perception towards it.
Yeah.
Okay, if someone says that this is my all-time favorite song, all-time favorite movie, there's
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
you create a spark.
Yeah.
So please share your top three, maybe most favorite Warface tracks.
Absolutely.
Tell us that.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably I would ask you someday, as I will specifically ask you, what are your top three favorite tracks of Warface, maybe Art Cell, Level 5, Carnival. So,
Also add why. Also add why
why?
do you put it as your
Mm-hmm.
favorite?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. But yeah, again, thank you so much. This song had a lot of recommendations. Sorry, not recommendations. A lot of people suggested it to us, and I think finally we have reached to it. But keep suggesting, and we'll try to listen it with you more often. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye bye.